Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track by an act, well, couple of people actually, RGT and Anna Slinning, titled Final Days. And if we switch over to here, we have the official lyric video. It says here, it's rare for a song to click as well as this did for both me and Anna, but here we are. We hope you enjoy Final Days. So we are going to listen through this track from start till finish and hear what we think. Let's go. I'm loving this piano line with these really soft, spacey. Oh, it's cute, isn't it?
The world is dark and lights are lost.
I like that vocal style quite a lot. Anna sits really well in the mix. I'm going to talk about that later on, but I'm really vibing with the collection of tones and textures we have at the moment.
Hollow shadow over.
Ooh. That legato run with that breathiness there is stunning. Sorry, I will get over the vocals in a moment. I don't usually have a reaction like this, but there's something about this that is resonating with me really strongly.
In the night you find your call.
The eighth note groove with these drums
It's what we're for.
and the whooshing oscillation of the synths.
Can you hear them calling out your name?
We're going, we're building, we're building, we're building, we're building. Before we go any further, I will go back to start the drop again, but just, she's really flirting with getting to some of those notes. She's hovering below and she goes up. This is not a common vocal style that I hear. It's nice to hear a voice like this. It still sounds good, but she's kind of edging it a little bit, you know what I mean? Again, I love the vocal technique, but like she just kind of hovers below that root note, that resolution point, and then she hits it in the end, but it's great. Cool, we got a repetition of these, the vocal rhythm and melody here. Well, not necessarily repetition, I know there's different tail ends, but... Boom, 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 boom. You got this two-line bass line. When you listen to it, there sounds like there's a lot going on, but basically it's built on the foundation of a two-note bass line. It's crazy what you can do when you know what you're doing with songwriting and production, right? So, I'm sorry, is in our guitar here? Sorry, I just realized I forgot to go back to the start of the drop because I was talking about the vocals. I'm getting distracted by all the fun stuff within this track, guys. I apologize.
And so the living calls.
The living calls.
No time to pass on. Be still, stand tall. It's about to begin. This is war.
War?
Hear them calling out your name. The angels falling, falling. Oh, this is your final days. This is your final days. It does kind of sound like you're coming to the end of like a cyberpunk neo. I don't know what to call it, man. A cyberpunk neo. Dude, I don't know. My words are failing to me today. It sounds like we're in the future and we've got to go to the moon or else we're just screwed. And then the Earth's going to incinerate or something like that, you know? Nice triplet hi-hats there. This is your final days. Lovely catchy line there. Resonates really well. This is war, the angels falling. It speaks of an apocalypse, you know, whether subjective, like literal or metaphorical. And we're finishing there. There's a sense of sadness with this, with the guitar parts, these synths, the drops with the really heavy boom. I can't get that low with my voice, and it bugs me. I wish I had the voice of Barry White. That'd be great, man. He'd be a good music reviewer. Rest in peace. We just got the breath following us out, man. Oh, dude, what I want to say about this, we'll go back a little bit. I just want to hear the first verse again, right? Because I didn't really pay attention to the words. Because I was gushing over so much else.
In the night you find your call.
At night you'll find your call.
Soldiers rise, it's what we're for.
Yeah, so it is talking about a war, isn't it? Final days. It's a weird time to be talking about final days, considering what's going on in the world at the moment, man. You know, with all the stuff that's happened over the last few years and this year so far, 2022 has honestly been a bit of a dumpster fire. To be honest, been a bit of a dumpster fire so far in certain respects. But I suppose, you know, I want to sort of be honest with you and say that I think that there's a beauty with this that kind of allows and smooths over the bluntness of what's going on with the vocals. We not only have a lyricist, a singer, who's emoting a sense of care, but also vulnerability, of concern, of anxiety. There's not really a hope in this, what I'm getting from the vocalist. Like, there's a, we've got to rise up and fight for it, but this is the end, and you need to be prepared for that possibility, you know? It's an interesting song. Really interesting song. Yeah, just how we go into that drop is so clean and so smooth. I have absolutely no complaints about it. We have musicians involved here, RGT and Anna Slinning. It could be Slining. Actually, apologies if I've said Slinning. It could be Slining. Great production here, but I've got to do it in order. Okay, because this is the conclusion, basically. Yeah, I think I've already spoken about what the story is about. I think I've spoken about Anna's vocals in this. Anna matched the tone, the coloration, the textures of this track extraordinarily well. Her voice sounds pristine in the mix. Vocal technique. It's not something I hear often. Again, you can tell that there is a different approach to the way she's voicing herself at times. That could also be some effects change in the modulation there with the stacking of the notes and the transitory parts between it. But that either way, it's cool. She sits well with everything, and it matches the tone, the emotional tone of the music there. The structure of it, you're like an A-B verse, like a verse and then drop, verse and drop, kind of a chorus thing for the drops. You know, like fairly simple and easy to follow, and a 2-minute 54 track like this makes a lot of sense to have it like that. Additional to this, you basically have a situation where the instrumentation with these synths, these guitar parts, there's other elements in there as well. If we go back to like the verse, these kind of war drums or something like that, which adds an extra bit of spice to the idea of a war. You know, it's people getting up and battling, getting ready to go in there, you know, to do what they got to do to be able to avoid the inevitable. Yeah, it's kind of reminds me of early 2010s dubstep, but it's a lot more balanced and measured, and I think it's a lot more commercial in certain respects. I really hope that RGT Anna Slinning can find a future for the music that they're doing, because they obviously have a really good chemistry together as musicians. I really hope that they continue to keep up the same standard of production, because the production in this was just, it was basically as good as I think you'd want it. I don't really know how you could improve the way the vocals were recorded and put in the mix, or the way the instruments were stacked in the fourth harmonies, the way they were EQ'd or filtered or panned or anything like that. Lovely effects change on certain elements there. Everything sounded like it was glued really well. Limited compression was done great as well. It was just right. It was just right. Really hell of a sexy sounding song, to be honest. I thoroughly appreciated the opportunity to listen to it. My camera ran out of card space when I was about to do the typical move over to hero transition, so I apologize for that. But thank you very much for watching this review of Final Days by RGT and Anna Slinning. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this track, please do show them some love via their various social medias and your YouTube page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world.
Catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.